Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Special guest in the building, Michael Bivins.
Yes, yes.
Legendary
New edition BBD Biv 10.
I finally made it.
Yeah, it's about time.
I
And we
know,
are
man.
so excited for this new edition biopic. I have
It's
to
coming.
Say.
Why BET over the theaters, though?
I think, well, to be honest with you, we had signed that deal maybe 5-6 years ago, and it was with Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, when the bosses at BET changed that, the deal fell apart.
Okay.
And we didn't move in for some paperwork stuff. But now they brought it back, and we said, let's just do it again.
But it's not like a full movie. It's going to be like various miniseries. I think it's kind of a miniseries. I heard of this.
Well, the whole thing was, we was like, yo, the Jacksons did 2 nights. The Temps did 2 nights. For us, for 32 years, we got to go 3.
Y'all
So that we could stretch it out, you know, be kids from the hood, young men into where we are today.
That's an event. I'm going to be at home with all my friends watching together. We're going to have definite viewing that. I can't wait for that.
All our
like
fans. Exactly.
wait.
That was the whole, to be honest with you, Charlamagne, in the meeting when we first sat down with Paramount, I said, look, man, it's something special about our story. I mean, a lot of hip-hop artists came through us on tour. You know, Run, Houdini, Fat Boys. None of them couldn't really tour without insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So when we was younger, all of them had to go with us. That was the only way to get in the big building. So you would have 4 legitimate hot artists and then this bubblegum crew coming on at, you know, at the end of the night. So we was like, yo, our movie not only talks about us, but it gives you the whole landscape of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you why I think that's dope, because I was having a conversation. Like, I love Straight Outta Compton, but it feels like a lot was left out, because I feel like you try to take 20 years and put it in 2.5 hours. You could get so much more accomplished if you did, like, mini-series, like Netflix. You'd imagine 13 episodes of a film on Netflix.
But even 32 years, there's no way you could document.
But you know the clever thing about their story was when you really sit back and watch the movie, it was really based on one album. There's not too many stories that's that successful that we really talking about one album, because then Cube left, all of the crazy stuff that went on. But I thought them being in the movies is opening the doors up for other people who want to do business, because now they can see black movies do well because we support our own.
All right.
Now, do you guys still get along? Is everybody still cool, or is it business?
No, hell no. Nah. The one thing about us is, man, is we spend so much time touring that if we not doing new editions, somebody else is getting booked for BBD, Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant. And that's the good thing about this group, is because we don't get to wait on one person. Everybody can still eat and move. So we just left Bob last weekend. We just left Ralph and Johnny 2 weeks ago. So we moved from New Edition to our solo stuff at any given weekend.
Now all the members of New Edition are executive producing the miniseries, except Bobby Brown. Is that true?
Well, Bob didn't sign his paperwork yet.
He has a lot going on in his life.
Right, and that's what we was just talking about last night. We seen him Saturday. He walked on the stage with us, and we did some songs with BBD. And I think that with all that was going on with his daughter and where he is in terms of what he wants to do individually with his own movie, that he's just like, yo, let me figure out how I'm going to handle this, make sure my daughter's good. Let me see the paperwork on the table for my story, and then I'll double back around, boom, 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 and make sure I catch it before the finish line. So it's the nature of how we move.
Can Bobby do his story without seeing New Edition first? Like, can you just do a Bobby Brown? I don't know if you can do that.
I think people. I think people. You got to look at it this way.
Him
though.
and Whitney.
Yeah, he got a
The
lot of history.
the funkiness may be with him and his wife.
Okay.
But the beginning is definitely with me and him and Rick, and then Ralph and Rodney.
So let's go back. I want to go back. How did New Edition start? Let's go back for people that don't know.
All right, this how it went down. We was in pairs. It was me and Bob and 2 other groups.
And you and Bobby went to school together?
No. We lived in the same projects. We all was in the same projects. We played on the same ball team. We was just running around 8 and 9 doing reckless stuff. Then you had Ralph and Ricky over there doing the singing and their stuff. So we just came together as the 4 of us because we all lived in the same project. And then for 2 years, from 80 to 82, it was just the 4 of us. And then Brooke, the guy that do all the steps, and If It Isn't Love, our manager and OG, he put Ron in. So around 82, 83, we dropped Candy Girl. And that's the long story short.
Gotcha.
Were you always kind of the business guy in the group? Because we've seen you after the group go on and manage other artists and have your own label and all of that. So was it always kind of like, I know every group needs a leader within the group. Would you say that was you?
You know what, Ange, in the beginning, I was kind of missing a lot. Like, I ain't never really go to practice. I was always in the project up at the basketball court playing ball. And I didn't really understand the whole group stuff, the disco-ness of it, because I was trying to go a whole nother route. And for some reason, for us being friends, they never really messed with me. They never said, like, yo, if you don't come to rehearsal, we going to kick you out.
We're going to dock your pay.
Right, with all of that, you know. And so I looked at it like, yo, these cats is letting me live my dream, and I would just jump in and do the shows. But we started not getting our paper. And they was like really getting upset about it. And I was like, damn, why is everybody mad? I had $2 in my pocket. I'm 14. I felt like I could do what I wanted to do. But then one day, Ricky and Bob came to my crib like, yo, we got $1.87 off this tour, man. Yo, it's problems, Mike.
$1.87?
That's
yes,
crazy.
yo,
That's 1 gallon of gas.
Yes, exactly.
Back then it was like 5 gallons.
Yes, and so what was so crazy about it is that I was like, damn, everybody's pissed. So I'm out there playing ball with my friends, and I was like, yo, Ma, you know, something ain't making sense. We just did a 3-week tour. We only got this much paper. Ricky and Bobby's pissed. You know, somebody needs to pay attention to what's really going on. And then I started focusing more because I felt like, you know, my mom had 2 jobs. Like I said, I kept $2 every day in my pocket. And at 14, that's a lot of paper.
Right.
You could do what you want, catch the train, bus, and buy a burger.
Not no more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So my thing was, how do I figure?
Boston, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. Wale can bake a burger 50 cents with cheese on it. So my thing was, what could I do? And I just made my lane. I just took it.
So New Edition, y'all never really made any money when y'all was younger.
No, we made a lot of paper when we was younger. That's the problem. We just didn't get all of the money. But the way we generated, you know, between the agent, you know, we had some people road managing us from the agency, and it was just the slick stuff, the same stuff every artist go through. But we figured it out. You know, we took the hit, then we figured it out. But the thing about it is the type of business we was doing, bro, was crazy. We was doing 3 and 4 nights at Madison Square, 2 shows a day.
Right.
3 o'clock, 20,000, 7:30, 20,000. You know what I mean? And for that age and black kids, it was packed with young black teenage girls.
Do you think New Edition gets the credit it deserves?
Not at radio.
What do you mean?
I don't think our song and our catalog gets bumped as much as the contribution to the art of music. I think, you play Poison. Y'all talk about Poison, but the Coolin' Out Candy Girl, when you not in the mix,
Popcorn Love.
when you
If it isn't love.
But listen, when y'all are not in the mix, it's not in rotation.
You know, and the sad thing about it is,
You see where I'm going, bro?
the sad thing about
It's
it is
only
when
in the
I
mix. It ain't like, yo, this is my joint.
when I do play it, I don't want to say I get in trouble, but I'll get well, you know, that's not this era. Stay
That's
away from
BS,
that.
and I'm gonna tell you why it's BS. No, you get that, but I'm gonna tell you why. Poison is one of the highest testing records at radio still right now.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But if I play Bobby Brown or Cool It Now or Mr. Telephone Man or any of the other records, they'll say, chill out.
But I bet you once that miniseries comes out, that's gonna make everybody go back and be like, okay.
But ask yourself this though. Think about it. That was a good question. Think about this. Remember earlier I was saying our contribution to hip hop.
Right.
Okay? With the rappers. Think about it. When you watch Crush Groove, we had nothing to do with the story of Sal Disco Fever. But they couldn't make the movie without us because of the contribution we did for the artists on the screen. So they say, yo, shoot over to the Bronx, film a scene. We'll figure out the talent show part, but we need to have y'all a part of it because of what y'all done for us.
Right.
So if we can make it there, I don't understand what is it wrong with a Mr. Telephone Man. Because if you think about it, the groups that came after us, all of them do big business. Every young pop act has taken something from our crew, but it doesn't
white
seem.
ones.
Yes, that's my point, bro. But it doesn't seem like when they talk about these groups, it always seems like we still fighting to get a record instead of the groundwork that's been laid.
Now,
I
y'all
always
sound
felt like New Kids on the Block was a direct rip of New Edition. That was
Absolutely.
the white New Edition.
Who was around first, Menudo or New Edition?
We was at the same time.
Now, y'all shot a video out in front of the building, right?
The
Y'all
New
shoot a New
Edition?
Edition video outside of this building?
We did Cool It Now down this way. We did Telephone Man
Mr.
down in the
Telephone Man.
village
Someone- I was
with the
outside
train
when they-
station.
Yeah,
Right.
They was like, yo, they shot Mr. Telephone Man right outside.
Right.
Wow.
Now, do you think New Jack Swing could work now?
I mean, that's Teddy's thing. I think I know, bro. I think
BBD was kind of New Jack Swingish though.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we did and what he was doing, it differs a little bit. I think, Groove Me is different than Poison. Mm-hmm. But Groove Me is real. If you in the 90s party, you got to play Guy. If you in the 90s party, you going to play BBD. And I think only one that can make it work is if Teddy make it right. Mm-hmm. It's his sound, it's his style. He has to put the right joint with the right drums and make it make sense today in order for us to accept it. But I do think even him, I don't really think people talk about his contribution enough either.
It's almost like it's a whole era of music that it's like a black hole
That's
over
like forgotten about.
And I feel like it's urban. I feel like it's radio's fault, and the reason I say that is because I feel like there's no urban AC station that is acting like the 90s is old school. Like they still going back to the 70s.
But you know
early
what though?
80s with the music.
But bro, check it out. Why would you use that word? Why does old school have to apply to the 90s? Why does old school apply today? Because if you think about it, Madonna, the Stones, U2, when she drops her album at 53, it's just an album coming out. Mm. When somebody of our age drops a project, it's like, oh, the old school group such and such is dropping the music. We really are the only culture that puts some type of title on the artist of a certain era because it's not an artist of today. But our classic shows and our classic songs is from yesterday.
But not only that, you can hear a Madonna old record on a pop station today.
Nah.
This is true.
Yeah,
you think a lot?
I'll hear like a prayer on Z100, a pop version. Yes, you will. Absolutely, positively.
But not only that, Angie, she'll also get a cover.
Well, yeah.
She'll get a Made magazine cover. An artist like us, we got such and such coming this month. I don't know what's your numbers. Our numbers is put the damn pitch out and let the audience show up. Because our fans is going to show up. If we show up, they going to show up.
Now, let me ask you this. When you guys sat down to go over what was going to be in this movie, did you learn a lot of things that you didn't know previously about what was going on during that time from back then?
I think the way we lived that, Angie, we could never forget it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even what we went through, all of the fights between the group and the girls and, the way we got down after we got off stage. I think even when you see the movie, you might be shocked at the other guys' personalities and the stuff that people really don't know. I mean, we kind of been a little bit on the low. I think Bobby's probably been the most in the media, but in terms of the New Edition and how we got down, that's just going to be crazy.
Now, once you achieve success with BBD and, as a music mogul, when it came back time to do the New Edition thing, did you have an ego?
I had one on the BBD second album. I did. And Ron and Rick, they was a lot of like, we trying to make this second record. And it was just some of the songs, I felt like we was repeating ourselves. And I was like, yo, this ain't it. I mean, it's cool, but it ain't it. And then I had the boys and everything. And I was like, yo, man, I can't do it. I can't move from here. I can't move from there. I'm 20-something. And I'm like, damn, I'm finally touching some real money. So my attitude was a little slower. Mm-hmm. So, they checked me. And us three are really close. So, yo, F that, yo, woo, woo, woo. And I said, you know what? Y'all got that. My bag.
What happened to Biv 10? I mean, you had Boys to Men, ABC,
man,
MC Brains.
Let me tell you about Biv 10. Biv 10 was the first production company that was called an entertainment. Back then, all of us young executives, they wanted to call our companies production companies. And I'm like, yo, if it's called a production company, then you're going to give me production money. My company's called Biv Entertainment. I want entertainment money. And not only that, after my first two albums, I said, listen, with $11 y'all splitting, that means you giving us everything after our expenses. Why don't we fix that and split this paper a little different? Biv 10 is the first company of all the young guns to have a joint venture.
Wow.
I had a 50-50 deal with Motown after the music came out. Nobody had that. And a lot of the other bosses, bro, they didn't want my man to give me that deal because if that would have got in the streets, then everybody would have went from points to dollars.
Right.
So you laid the blueprint basically for the Bad Boys and
But see,
and whoever else.
My thing is you got to think with hip-hop at a certain time in the 90s, because of the controversy on the road and the stuff in the streets, a lot of their business is in the articles. I never really talked about my business because I never was in those type of articles. So to me, I'm just walking low radar. But I could tell when LA and Babyface got their deal renewed for $100 million. I could tell Death Row was talking about their $100 million. I could tell about Clive gave Puffy the 50 and his master. So if you in the loop, you know the info. But my man laid me nice. So I just say, you know what? I want to ride through the hood and keep it good.
Were you ever bad financially at all? Because it seemed like you made a lot of money. And I remember seeing one of the members of BBD that was doing real estate at one time. And
I think, I'll be honest with you though, bro. Always thought about the money. And I never bought stuff that I didn't need. Because I always said to myself, if Ralph don't want to work, Bobby don't want to work, and those is my lead singers, what I'm going to do?
Right.
So why am I going to go spend my paper when they don't want to work and then I'm stuck? So my thing is always banked up and said when the rainy day come, I won't get caught.
That's interesting you say that, though, because when BBD was formed, it was like, all right, you know, Ronnie, Ricky, Mike, they not really lead singers, but then y'all came with bangers.
Yeah.
Do me, baby.
But you know the good thing about us three, we are the routine. So what you like about us, you see with us. 90% of the performances. And then, you know, when you sitting in the cut, right, and you looking at the boys up in front, you also see the person in the show that ain't enjoying themselves.
Right.
So as an entertainer, the information really comes from the rear. Because if you up front and you singing the ends and she screaming, you like, damn, she dope. She like me. But you also get to see the crowd and say, yo, that song don't work.
Right.
Because Money and them over there was not feeling that. While you over there with Ann, this crowd over here is like, yo, we have a slow part in the show. So when it came to BBD, we took all of the background information and we stepped into a lead singer spot.
I'll never forget BBD, man, because BBD is one of the reasons that I feel like it's so important to have a father, and I tell you why. I remember one day we was watching, I was like 7, 8 years old, we watching BBD video, and it's my sister and my 2 girl cousins, and they in the room talking about how cute. Now, Ronnie's so cute, and Michael's so cute, and Ricky's so cute. My little ass jumps out there, Ronnie's so cute.
What?
My sisters was like, my sister
Why
said,
did you
what?
say that?
What you say?
Daddy, come in here right now. They told my pops what happened, and my pops whipped my ass, threw me outside. Hey, go out there with the boys.
So
watching
Ronnie-
that damn BBD. Get your ass out there with the boys.
So Ronnie was the cutest one to you.
I was young and impressionable. I didn't even know what that was.
Mike wasn't cute to you?
Shut up.
Now, was it always the plan for the artist in New Edition to go solo? Was that always from the beginning, like, okay, we're going to do this, and then you're going to go solo, then you're going to go solo, or was it just something that
Well,
happened?
you know, the sad part about it is we voted Bob out. So, you know, the word is from the boss, Gerald Busby, is he flew to Boston and he sat with Bob's mother and Bob, and he said, look, man, you're not in the group, but I believe in you. You got 2 options. You can stay in these projects and die, or you can get on the plane and make an album.
Damn.
So Bob went to L.A. and made the Girlfriend album. Then Johnny, when I saw Johnny and put him in the group, he was making his album. So I told the boss, yo, we need him with us, and put his album on hold. And Johnny was like, hold up. So me and him talked and he smoothed that out, which helped set up his solo project because he had that New Edition fan base that made My huge that he wouldn't have had without us.
Right.
And then Ralph was like, yo, my turn too.
Sensitivity.
Yeah, so Ralph's in Boston cutting his project, so he was ready to leap. And then we get to us 3, and we like, what we gonna do, right? And the word is that the A&R dude and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis said, yo, man, y'all should just form a group. And we was like, and do what? Right? And they said, baby girl, they said, yo, the name of y'all group is Bell, Bivins, and DeVoe. And I'm like, man, that sounds like Ray Goodman and Brown, like a lawyer firm, man. That's not fly. And then I said, yo, Rick, you know, they always messing my name up. Bivens is Bins. I said, yo, we gonna take the INS off and we gonna call this Bell Biv DeVoe. And somehow we started getting all of the formulas. So no, it wasn't the plan. We just ended up breaking down into solo projects.
Why did Bobby get voted out?
Huh?
Why did Bobby get voted out?
You gotta watch the movie.
There you go. Good tease. Good tease.
I mean, we kind of know some of the story. He was a diva and he was hard to work with.
No, it wasn't none of that. Bob was, you know, his practice game, he didn't really like to practice because he was a natural. You know, Bob was just like, yo, I ain't doing interviews, I'll just show up. Which was good because he would just show up. and be Bob. But in terms of what we was doing and where we were, we had some infiltration. And, you know, when you young and you listening to this bullshit and you letting people break y'all apart, this, that, and the third, and y'all don't know how to work it out, it happened. But the best thing that could have happened is what he did. Because he was smoking us at one point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in actuality, I feel like God pushed him first because he had the natural talent, and then everybody else came after. And that's what makes us the group that we are. Because at this point, if we didn't do what we did, we'd be at the mercy.
I remember when you guys came back together to go on tour, they were like, oh, the guys can't get along. Everybody has to have their own separate tour bus. They can't.
Nah, that wasn't it. We was never rock and roll, man. That wasn't our style. Our style was, you know, I'm bringing my boys because they need to experience this. He's bringing his boy. Well, I ain't riding with you, and I ain't riding with him. Two people had nobody on their bus.
They was on a bus alone.
Ricky and his man rode. Johnny and his man rode. My bus had 10 people. I ended up with 15 because 2 got kicked off another bus.
That's
so
a lot
I had
of money
2
to
of
be
their
spending.
people. No, we doubled up. Nah, we ain't
Y'all
make
had
them.
5 buses for real?
Yo, we had 6 buses,
That
bro.
was ridiculous.
Come on now, that's a lot.
But listen,
buses
that's,
are expensive.
But the crazy thing about it is we had the 6 buses on the reunion. That was the rock and roll. That's like part of the climax to the movie. Because that was crazy.
That's ridiculous.
It was more than ridiculous.
And that's the other thing. You could have just had a conversation.
You got to pay the driver.
Yeah, but where we was in '96 and coming back together, we BBD. I'm Ralph and I'm Bob and I'm Johnny. We still trying to hold on to, you know what I mean?
Did you battle on stage like poison rocked harder than every little step tonight, Bobby?
I'll be honest with you, man. We used to look through the curtain while Cat was doing this, said like, we gonna go kick his ass. And Bob was before us. So we had it set up that, you know, yeah, you want to knock your man out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When we came through that tunnel, it was like, that. Prerogative's over. We coming. We coming. And Bob came out like, fuck that, I'm coming.
Before adding Johnny Gill to the group, did you guys audition a lot of people, a lot of other artists that we might know? That
Nah, we wasn't that type of crew, man. We straight from Boston, 4 from the projects, Ron from up the street. We never had a swinging door. We never, you know, you couldn't just be in the group because you was something. And part of that decision wasn't even our decision. It was Ronnie's, you know, uncle. Because New Edition ain't nothing but his vision. Right. His steps, you know, the way he see the clothes, you know, so that we're borrowing somebody else's idea.
Why'd y'all sign with Puff?
Yeah,
when that came back, y'all decided to sign with Puff.
Well, to be honest with you, what happened was we was at an award show and we came on stage and ripped it. And he was like, yo, what y'all doing, Mike? So he called me right after. He said, you know, what y'all doing? I said, man, you know, we just touring. We do what we do. He's like, damn, I want to come to a show. So he brought the whole staff to the Beacon, killed it. He was like, damn, man, I want to get involved. And I'm like, yo, well, we got this 18-year deal with MCA. We got to get out of that.
18 years?
It's a long deal.
Remember,
What deal was that?
was happy when that label
check
went
it out.
under.
I want you to add. You got to pay. Go from 83 to 2002.
Right.
How many years is that, bro?
19.
19 years.
Well, there it is. So we was around 2002, 3, because that album didn't come to 2004. So we
was it one contract that y'all signed for 19 years, or was it various
it
contracts?
just kept moving. We kept renewing.
Okay, so you re-signed.
Yeah, we kept moving.
Okay.
So the thing is that he wanted to get involved. And then we had to get out of that deal. And at that time, this is in the movie too, there was a $30 million lawsuit against the group because we wanted to break the deal. Some members like, yo, get us the fuck out of here. Some of them was like, yo, slow down. That ain't the way to approach it. So somehow or another, I told them, look, there's a problem between the group and the label. If you could fix this problem, we could get out of here. And I said, but don't go attack the attorney because he's been attacked already. So we hired another attorney that was friends with the attorney, and that's how we broke the deal. So Puff coming to us helped us get out of that deal because nobody else was coming at us.
Right.
Didn't Puff want you to manage Day 26 too? Was that
Nah,
true?
Daddy didn't want me to do, but that's what I wanted to do.
Why did you want to manage Day 26?
Because I found them, you know, me, Slam, Lorian, Uncle, we went out there. And once you get to know them, you know what I'm saying, bro? And I saw what I thought they could be. And of course, you got 2 bosses with 2 different vision. It ain't my from the jump.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, man, this kid Mike is nice. This chubby kid is popular. But he wanted Q and this, that, and the third. So at some point in time, I spoke to them about it, and they ended up hiring another manager. And I said, well, you know, it's the politics, but the show was dope.
Now, how do y'all get into individual storylines, or do you? Like, do you get into Bobby and Whitney, maybe Bobby's bouts with drugs, or even when Johnny had the rumors with Eddie and had to take the lie detector test?
I mean, you know what? I don't even know. I think when everybody sit with the writer, you know, if somebody want to address controversy or how the public see them, then each man is that. My thing is, yo, you could show me playing ball. You could show me being an asshole. You could show me on my redemption. Just make sure whatever we doing that Mike Bivins is represented, and I'm going to make sure that whatever you doing with the group, we come out on top. We ain't going to be leaving this movie looking like we trying to figure it out.
You know, I've aged myself out of the role, but, you know, I wanted to play Mike Bivins in the New Edition movie for, like, years. I've been telling him this
Well, he looks younger than you.
For years.
Well, you're a new R&B group.
Yes, sir.
Now, I seen the video, and these kids, they ain't no kids.
They 20.
Sexual and all that.
Yes, sir, man. They 20. But you know the good thing about them, Envy, they been on TV. They was on MTV making the band. These kids was popular. They came in second place versus the Jabberwockies on Randy Jackson's show. So they live entertainers. My thing is, people looking at it like, the word I don't want you to call them is a group. They're a crew. I'm really trying to make a 2015 Rocksteady crew with music.
Right.
So it's going to take some time for people to understand this ain't Boys to Men, this ain't Jodeci. Yo, this is the first of its kind. Because when I get their show where it's supposed to be, you're going to see different forms of dancing. Rather it be some ballet stuff from some girls, some hip-hop stuff here, some breakdancing here, some stepping here. So when you come, you see what they come from, their dances. So it's just taking a minute because it's cloudy, like you say. Where radio is, you know, the music we making ain't, you know what I mean? I'm not making what Mustard was making because that ain't the type of records I want to make. And that's really the sound that's been on the radio. So my thing is I'm going to bring them visually and just go the slow route until we catch fire.
Do you feel like it's too much pressure? Because as soon as somebody, and I'm glad you said you don't want them to be called a group, because as soon as somebody says group, that's the first thing they do. They think of New Edition. They think of ABC. They think of Boys to Men.
But look at it this way, bro. As many artists come through this building, right? Just ask yourself, what label is even signing the group?
None.
So we watched the BET Awards because I listen to y'all every day, me and the wife. We listen. And I said, this is a damn shame, right? The biggest black night in the game ain't got one damn group on the show.
Male or female?
Not only did they not perform, bro, you ain't even got a group presenting. Then can you wake some up off the couch? Can you give someone a shot? And I say to myself, the art form is dying. And with me, like in groups, I'm like, if somebody that don't go and get this, man, we gonna lose this. Because there ain't nothing like a girl coming to the show with this cute guy over here, the dancer over here, the brown skin here, the bald head. All that brings a crowd because you get 5 different reasons to pack this building. There's no groups. Are y'all playing the group?
Nope. Ain't even no category. Ain't no best group category at the award shows no more.
There's not an R&B group category. And we talking about this last night in the studio. The R&B category ain't even an R&B category anymore. R&B is looped in with hip-hop. That's where it should stop.
Why do you think labels aren't signing groups now?
Because I think the people with jobs are not working. You got to think.
You have to really develop.
You get dolled up to go to the red carpet because y'all 3 are personalities. But why is the A&R doing that? Why is you going on the carpet?
That's real.
That's true.
You should be in the office, money, looking at that video, looking at that photo shoot, going back to the studio with the mix, getting a report. Now some of these artists have to suffer because who's gonna work to 2 in the morning, dude? He done left at 6. Yo, tell Money I see him in the morning. Right. Your 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, hard work might be the difference of the other people in the building that don't understand what you just signed. Right. So if you ain't helping it, how is it gonna get there? And now if you in the office, which sound like hospitals, any record label to me that ain't playing music is a hospital. Because you can go on the floor right now.
Quiet.
Yo, bro, no, real talk.
Right.
I done been up in some buildings, and I said, God damn, remember you get off the elevator, you got this one rocking, this one.
A lot of activity.
This one rocking, and they battling, and you trying to get your artists off. Everyone's smoothed out. They on their thing. They're just, you don't even feel like there's no energy. And the thing is, if you don't change that, a lot of things is going to die because you can't go to YouTube and say, I'm signing this artist because they got hits. Those are button hits. That ain't record hits.
And I feel like a lot of times with labels, they want you to come already, we got this going, we already sold
They're
this
lazy.
independently, we already have this many views, we have this many people following us on Instagram, we have an EP done and ready to go. It's not like they try to figure out how to really
Right. Well, you know,
mold and sculpt.
what it's an age thing too, because you got to look at it. They want the industry to be young, so they feel if the game is young, then the staff should be young. But if you're going to put someone 20 years old, they already missing the classic era. So how are they going to know what's missing when they trying to get on to what's going on? Part of winning is going a different route and saying, yo, I believe in this lane and I'm going to go for it. That's why you look at it, and I said to somebody today, who broke Happy?
By Pharrell?
Yeah. Did a hip-hop channel break that? That was a huge record.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't a hip-hop channel break it? Because it don't sound like hip-hop,
Exactly.
right? But it was a big record, right? Who broke Blurred Lines?
Pop.
It wasn't hip hop pop.
Yeah.
Those is huge records. Those are misses. Those is misses because when you really look at it, we know Robin is more R&B than pop. And you know Pharrell, he run with everybody. So the point that I'm making, not only is they not signing, some people are missing.
Right.
And they don't take responsibility for the miss because everybody ain't 18, bro. Everybody ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't making the triple up drums. Some of us is just rocking. Right. Give me my hard snare, give me my hard kick, let me sing, put some chords, boom, boom, boom. But if you put that record out, you like, yo, it don't fit my format.
Right. That's true what you said about the executives too, because I be looking at flyers sometimes. I'm like, why are record label executives hosting parties? Like, what is the point of that?
Y'all host the parties. That's what y'all do. That's why we rock with y'all. Y'all are the personality. And that's why people come through here because they feel like if they don't get this look, then they're going to go unheard. Like when I knew I was coming, I said, man, I'm going to have a conversation. I ain't trying to go be relevant. If I let somebody put me in a relevant spot, then my 32 years don't mean nothing. Because maybe some of my biggest moments is behind me. My thing is I like Charlemagne, I like Envy, I like you, Ange. I'm going to talk. And if they want to get some information, they let me school and drop some jewels. But I ain't showing up because someone said you got to be hot. We talk all the time. If I got a record out or not, I ain't dropped a record in years. You know what I mean? So I don't look at it that way. And I think a lot of people don't realize it. Stop letting someone tell you to be relevant, man. Just be you.
Right.
Especially if you're already legendary. I think all of our legends are. If you're a legend, you can't help but be relevant. But I think we do a bad job of just showcasing our legends.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, you know, certain people do. You know, and that's why I think this movie is so significant because I really think LL Cool J, Run, and all them, they know because they used to sit in the front row. You know, Cool J sat in the front row 4 nights in a row like, yo, son, what's those lights up there, Mike? Yo, Ralph, yo, why those lights moving? He took information from a New Edition bubblegum tour and said, you know how I'm going to kill him? I'm coming out with a big-ass radio and 2 DJs. That was his version of how to up his stage production.
Right.
And he got that from 4 kids standing on the stage doing magic.
Damn.
See, and the thing is, when you watch the movie, if we could put all it in there, especially with y'all living in the hip-hop world, you could see the contribution of the group is bigger than just our music. Because if you look at TLC, you look at Jodeci, you look at ABC, you look at Criss Cross, all that's BBD. Period.
Yeah.
We was the first ones with boots on stage. We rocked the Timberlands when people was going to the award show in suits. Heavy D looked at us like we was crazy. Yo, what the hell is y'all doing, Mike? Yo, we different. We mentor. What the hell is mentor? Watch. He said, y'all look crazy. Heavy was suited and booted. We came out there, they looked at us as crazy. It was the start of our culture shock. And then you see the Jodeci, then you see the TLC, then the Criss Cross. All of that's a culture. All of that is a following. That's a part of the movement. And sometimes they don't talk about it, but if we don't come and talk here, how is this generation going to get the information?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Word up. You got to tell them. That's why the movies and stuff are so important.
Very important.
Because nobody's going to tell your story. Nobody's going to champion you
Exactly.
like you can.
Exactly.
Did you cast the roles yet for?
Nah, the young lady Robbie Reed is casting. We just gonna wait because she's really good at what she does. We're just going in for texture.
Okay.
Like, okay, Money might look like Rick, but he don't walk like Rick or he don't sing like that because we want everything to be true to form. So if you a fan, you should be like, damn, that's it. You know, like when you saw the NWA movie, you kind of felt like Cube's son was Cube, right?
Absolutely.
It's got to be that. You felt like Denzel was Malcolm. You know what I mean? You definitely felt Jamie was Ray.
Right.
So if it ain't that, baby, it ain't right.
Now let's clear up some I should say some group rumors.
To touch that.
Yeah, who's the biggest headache?
We all are in different ways. We all are in different ways. If I'm at the table being creative and they don't groove, I wild out quick. Many times. Johnny, you know, very opinionated. He don't get his way on the call. He rebelling.
How was Johnny Gill? Because, you know, they used to make fun of him about him and Eddie Murphy all the time. Did y'all?
I don't know that life. Okay. I don't even mess with Johnny on that.
Bust your ass
I don't mess with that. My thing.
He was up here,
my thing is I think Johnny has a big voice singing, and Johnny lets you know how you feel. Big bro, you know, he knows what he deals with.
Y'all make fun of each other as a group? Like, you know, Charlamagne will make fun of me, I'll make fun of him.
Oh, hell yeah. Ain't nobody get a slide. Hell nah. First of all, everyone's an everyone get a joke. Ain't no one person walking around sunning nobody.
Who was the most sensitive, you would say?
Probably me and Ralph.
He said me and Ralph.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna let you go over so far.
Well, y'all jokes weren't up to par?
I ain't never been a comedian, but you know, if a nigga might hit me with some, yo, you missed that step, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm back here all night, man. I missed that one. So what?
I'm busy counting money.
Right. But I would say this, though. The thing about it is, when you were saying about Ronnie, like, I was gonna say when I came up, I said, let me make some points. Ronnie DeVoe is probably the most important member to the New Edition group for many reasons. First of all, he is the routine. You see what I'm saying? His style is his uncle's style. Ronnie's female base is crazy. Always has been. And then he's fly. He's not on TV. He's just low radar. So you don't feel him unless you come out. And you don't talk about him because he's not controversy. But Ronnie DeVoe is a consistent New Edition member, hands down. Ricky Bell is the most consistent singer. And he's low-key. You know what I'm saying? So there's other personalities that I don't think people talk about enough. But for me, being in the group with them too, I don't think I could move or live without them because of what they bring to the table.
And I mean, you've lived 2 lifetimes with them because you did New Edition and
man, we did a lot of crying together too, bro. You got to understand, when you sitting in the corner, money, and you trying to figure it out, and you don't know what you trying to figure it out, that hurts. Right. And you don't know how people gonna take it because they talking about you before you start. Hell no, that ain't gonna work. And you're like, damn, we gotta come out like that. That's a lot of pressure. We just took the pressure off and said, bat, bat, da, bat, da, 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 bang.
What's easier, BBD or New Edition?
New Edition is second nature, son. Stepping is in us.
All right.
We could step our ass off. If there's one thing we can do, we step our ass off. BBD is probably like today. You know what I'm saying? You just wake up, man, what you wearing, man? I wear some Air Forces, little T-shirt, go on stage, hump, you know, slap ass or two. You know, so it makes you feel like there's no limits.
All right.
But they're both natural positions because we could do New Edition in the show and be on some real syncopated stuff, and then us three could just flip it on you and change the whole mood of the concert.
Now, can we talk about a lyric, man? Y'all had one suspect lyric. When you said backstage, underage, adolescent. What the hell was that about?
I don't know. That was Busta.
Busta who?
Busta Rhymes.
When he wrote that?
Yeah. Ronnie borrowed that from Busta. Busta was in the studio with Hank Shockley, and we was doing the record, and Ron was like, damn, man, remember that flow that kid did, Busta? He was like, yo, I'm using that.
Do me, baby.
Those is his words.
Y'all just took Busta's lyrics? Wow. Y'all clear it, or y'all just...
I mean, I think they were with Hank Shockley. He was coming up with leaders.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, those is his words. Yeah.
Gotta ask Busta about that. Who knew?
Yeah, Busta knows because he was like, yo, in my credit, boo, 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 boo. So
he's like, give me my credit.
Yeah.
He don't want that credit now.
He's like, where's Ron DeVoe? And then now Ron and Busta talk all the damn time. I think Busta did Poison over.
How much of it was Busta?
I think most of the whole, how you doing, fine, she replied, all of it.
I like to do out there.
I like to do all of it.
Sounds like him now when you look at it.
That was like, that's like that's an admission of pedophilia, but.
Yeah. It fit that joint. Yeah.
Nick Jonas actually did Poison over this weekend at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. He did Poison for that crowd.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake do Poison, Usher do Poison. Who else did it? Everybody. kind of rock it. It's a family joint, man. It's one joint that, you know, at some point in the 1 o'clock hour, you could go there if you want to.
Never trust a big button to smile, but nowadays,
No question.
that's a lot bigger.
Next question. The shots made it bigger.
Is that line about anybody in particular? Never trust a big button to smile. That was,
Shoot, yo, bro, don't you realize that still pertains to today?
absolutely.
Because what we looking at on Instagram, bro?
Big butts.
We double tapping asses. And we comparing now. That ass ain't real. No, that ass look injected.
Don't trust it.
You don't trust it. So it was a timeless joint, man.
So listen, we gotta have this interview again when the movie comes out.
I can't
with,
wait.
with
I'm
the other
excited.
members.
Got to bring everybody up.
You know what I'm saying?
I just got addressed, bro. Bro, why was you pressing Boys to Men so hard, man? I was home watching you going,
What
why
part?
you going so hard?
What part?
What did Mike Bivins do? Is he Pebbles?
No.
Why was you going so hard, man?
That's
And you know what? You know what, Charlamagne? I said, yo, I'm gonna get this. I was like, son, let me give this to you. Yo, we got time. Let me give this
Let's
to
go,
you.
go.
Check it out.
Uh-oh.
This is real talk. When I met them kids, right, those was just singers. 2 of those guys wasn't really great dancers. So for 2 years, I took my personal money, not Motown money. Motown only gave us $175 to make the record. I spent 6 figures developing them. I sent them to Atlanta and put them in the Holiday Inn in Stone Mountain and told them, don't come out of this hotel till y'all 4 could dance. Not 2 can dance, 4 could dance. They stayed in the hotel for 2 weeks and worked on a routine, and that's how they got rhythm. Not only that, the Motown didn't want him. My boss asked me, why didn't I bring him Jodeci? I said, because this is the closest to the things on your wall. You got the Temps over here, the Jacksons, the Four Tops. This is your version of what you're selling. I don't believe it. Okay, the bow tie, all of that, that was because they couldn't go Timberland because they wasn't street. They were singers, performing school kids. So they didn't like that either, but it was a dope look. It sold them to the white people, and they sold 13 million records. So with all that paper, there was no room for anyone to take anything. And the clever thing I said was, if someone took my paper, I could never have them sue me. So I told the CFO, don't send me their money. Send them their money, send me my money, so they never got to come see me. They never sued me. So when you was pressing, I said,
about trying to figure out if Bill was raping
I
them.
said, yo, I said, no, but I said, how come money didn't realize? Do you notice as much paper as they made? 13 million on 175,000 thing. They renegotiated for 4 or 5 million. And every album they did was 5 million plus. They never heard that production. The only problem they had was we had a publishing deal together. So I have 50% publishing, they have 50. And they was like, yo, Bib, we want our publishing. You don't write shit. I said, you know what? You got that. I'm cool. I got the first album. So I gave them their publishing back. So when 50 came with How to Rob, I said, yo, why is money fucking with me? I ain't do nothing to these kids. I helped these kids become millionaires. So I laughed it off because I spoke to him at a radio station like, yo, man, why you do that? He was like, yo, I'm just making records, Bib. I was like, okay, cool. So I wanted to address you and address y'all. Those kids was set up lovely. 13 million, 11 million. They never had a production problem. It was a publishing problem, and we solved that. That's why when they sat there, they said, hell no, he ain't do that. Because I showed them how to get money. And when I got that joint venture, I had to move them to Motown because I went on my own. Not only did we have a 50-50 production deal, on the side, I gave them 40%. It said, now each one of y'all will get 20. You leave 10 for your next manager. I'm taking 10. So if I pass away, my mama could eat. And that was our deal on the handshake.
But why do artists think they're supposed to make as much as executives anyway? They not.
Well, you got to look at it this way, man. When you sell records, you on the same level. When you getting on, you take the first deal.
Gotcha.
And to be honest with you, Charlamagne, with the type of money we was making and the numbers we was doing, it was deserving.
Did you and Jermaine Dupri ever have a problem when Jermaine came out with Criss Cross and Criss Cross started dissing ABC?
Yeah, we saw them at the show and we was gonna say something to him. It was the stupidest moment too, cause my kids was hurt and his kids was hot, and I said to myself, just like me and Dre spoke about Al B. Shaw going on tour with Bobby Brown for Any Heartbreak, I said, why didn't I make that call with Criss Cross and ABC? I'm pissed about that.
That'd have been stupid.
Criss Cross did a tour, my young boys didn't. I said, damn, this is that Ali and Fraser. Why didn't I let that controversy go and let these boys make money? So Jermaine, when I see him now, I say, you know what, man? It's good that you make the record, but I'm going to keep it 100. That backwards clothes is on Poison. Stop that. Look at the Poison album cover. We got a jacket. I got a jacket on backwards because I wanted to show New Edition, and New Edition was on the back. So I said, Ron, zip me up. We went in with the sleeves and zipped it up backwards. You can see New Edition across the back. We flipped the jeans inside out, backwards, tags on them, everything. And I said, damn, them kids is known for that. But I said, that's our and that's my man, JD.
Chris Cross is like the original 50 Cent. He's like, we going to diss the hot group to get hot.
They dissed us and took our style.
Shout out.
I'm going to
And
the
won
cover right
like
now.
$4 million. Proud of them. R.I.P. Chris.
All right. Well, it's Mike.
So, bro, we good?
We good. We always good.
Man, don't do that no more, man.
Don't do that no more,
Yeah,
bro.
man, you know I love the
I
baby.
think
We
the
don't
baby
buy.
all the
We
time.
buying the
He was
baby
waiting for
Burberry and
He
everything,
been
man.
waiting for it over there.
It's Burberry.
Yeah, we buying the little baby gifts and stuff. I said, what is bro doing,
I
man?
think the baby all the time. He didn't mention nothing.
He was waiting for the hey.
I was waiting. I was like, where's he going? He was killing them too. So tell me, be honest with me. I was
Michael
like,
Wow,
rob
that's
you.
how you
Did
look
he
at
rob you?
I'm just asking. Goodness gracious. It's Michael Bivins. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.